Oh, hi there, friends. It's Sunday and it looks like I'm wearing a helmet, but I'm doing an oil treatment on my hair. I found that CBD oil in the hair just revives the hair. Okay, anyway, another topic. Another topic. Um, this is Sunday, the 16th of February, and I'm working on this topic of bad methods. And I'm working on this topic of the difference between the ontology, the description, the perspective, the setting in which we accept a definition of reality, a label, versus our volition, intention, what has meaning, what matters, the choices we make, the acts, the behavior, and the outcomes that we personally act upon. And what I'm finding, and what I have been finding since the 70s when I was a tech rep at Xerox. Okay, this is when the whole topic of ontology versus behavior began to dawn on me in service documentation, when the original service documentation was all about when I find this, I do this, and the upgraded, improved documentation was all about ontology and computer performance check charts and theory of operation. And there was no way to connect, put pretty right finger to theory of operation. And that's when I began to notice the difference between being taught definitions and labeling ideologies and what people normally say and believe and generalizations about how things work versus me and my life. Okay, honey, I got to live my life. And I have to make decisions that work out not only for me and myself, but for my bloodline, for the members of my family, for my neighbors, for my cats. Okay, my cats don't get along. Okay. I have to make decisions that work out in relative harmony. And all these labels and all this ontology doesn't help much, baby, okay? Does it matter that my skin is kind of white and I'm in my 70s and I'm a conservative and an Episcopalian and I'm a this and I'm a this and I'm a that? Does my behavior match the labels that are placed upon me? Aha! Even more than that. Does my behavior match the records which people wrote down and kept upon me that I've never seen, that I've never had access to, that I never had the ability to go in and edit or validate or verify? Does my behavior match the official record of what somebody officially thinks that I do? I doubt it. And this is why our society is in trouble, because most dialogue is about ontology. What liberals do, what conservatives do, what red pillars do, what blue pillars do, what Zionists do versus what Jews do, what Muslims do versus what Muhammad did. You know, the narrative of generalizing behavior of a label of people versus the necessity we have to experience the outcomes of our own choices. How many progressive women have grieved over the infants that they aborted, or that they regretted it, or that they even knew what the metaphysical outcome of their having an abortion was going to create in their life after they pass on and they leave here. You know, having an abortion affects not this life, it affects the next stage, the next portion, the next incarnation of your life. All right? If a person is unable to learn how truthfulness improves the outcomes of your interactions, if you're unable to cease the practice of making things up and wishing and moving to make your wishes stick upon other people, if you never get it that your wishing is disturbing the lives of other people, you're also not getting it that your next life is going to be harder than this one. All right? If people don't understand that the choices they make when they order a cup of coffee with or without cream, okay, and it gets down to that, will affect tomorrow. Everything you decide to do and decide not to do affects tomorrow. And all the labels you want to place on yourself don't really matter that much when it comes down to biology. All right. All right, this is where we need to do some work as a culture, because academia is only always talking about ontology, generalizations about what this group does, what that group does, what this label does, what that label does, what tends to happen, the middle of the bell-shaped curve, the 65% of the bell-shaped curve. Academia is not helpful or useful in facilitating the individuals making choices to maximize their potential as well as their situation. Academia is not helping. Government is not helping. Allopathic medicine, because it deals with generalizations, labels, tendencies, is not helping. Law, twisted as it is, with common law, administrative codes, universal commercial code, maritime admiralty, all twisted together, and jurisdictions, you can't know how a corporate statute is going to be enforced unless you already understand the exact nature of the jurisdiction you happen to reside in or happen to violate. That's 10 times more knowledge than most people even understand they need to know. So we are overburdened by ontology, and we are underserved by simple common sense advice. That's where we need to do some work. This is where Jordan Peterson is helpful. He's got his own struggles, and the thing that I love about him is that he allows his struggles to be visible. He weeps, and I weep too. We are not being told what we need in order to thrive by the mainstream media or by Hollyweird, nor by the games our children are playing, nor by our church. Our church is still stuck in ontology and doctrine and dogma, and they're not assisting us to to maximize the decisions we need to pursue each day so that we get the best deal out of this life now in the sight of God. This is Emily Craig. I want you to think about that. I'll be back Wednesday.